So, welcome everyone, all the students. Welcome to the Vanik Smart Class. This is Tapas sir, the Faculty of Banking Awareness. Today we are just going to discuss the IBPS POs, very similar types of questions which may come in your examinations. Basically, we will just discuss about the banking awareness pattern. Okay. So, the peripheral of banking awareness as well as the current affairs, whatever the important topics we are just going to discuss now. Okay. Those who are online, I just request them, whatever the question do you have, you can write in your live chat box. And you can make the answer of this question, as well as you can ask the doubts of all the questions. So, without wasting the time, shall we start the class? Those who are online, wishing them a very good evening. So, let us start the question. Question number 1 is there, which of the following statements are true about NABARD? Which of the following statement is true about NABARD? It is a development bank in the sectors of regional rural banks in India. It provides and regulates the credits in the rural areas. It gives assistance for the promotion and development of the rural sectors, mainly in agriculture. Those who are online, I just expect आपण मैंने आंसर दियंतु बैंकिंग अवेयरनेस जहाँ भी डिटेल्स एनालिसिस करिबा में डिटेल्स okay. Let's discuss the question. Okay. So the answer will be all of this. Option D would be the answer. Okay. The question is that which statement is true about the NABARD? What is NABARD? NABARD stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Okay. NABARD stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It was started in the year 1982. It was established in the year 1982. Okay. The headquarters of NABARD is situated in Mumbai. The authorized capital of NABARD, is rupees 30,000 crore. Okay. Important question might comes that NABARD was established on the recommendation of it's called Graphic Card Committee, which was chaired by B. Sivaraman. It was established on the recommendation of B. Sivaraman Committee, or you can say it's called Graphic Card Committee. Okay. Just like NABARD was established on the recommendation of Graphic Card Committee, Reserve Bank of India was established on the recommendation of Hilton and Young Commission. The very similar types of questions actually. So here going to discuss the NABARD was established basically for the development of rural sector, agricultural sector, and provide the loans to the rural development and the promotion of the rural sector. Okay. The question or option 1, it is the developmental bank in the sector of regional rural banks in India. It's right. Option 2 is it provides and regulates the credit in the rural areas. This one is also right. The option C, it gives the assistance for the promotion and the development of the rural sectors, mainly agriculture. These are also right. Okay, the answer is all of this. The answer is all of this. Just like NABARD was established on the recommendation of B. Sivaraman Committee, same as Payment Bank in India was established on the recommendation of Nachiket Moore Committee. Okay, Nachiket More Committee, same as the Small Finance Bank in our country was established as per the recommendation of USA Thorat Committee. USA Thorat Committee. Okay, in India, the structure of RRB, that is Regional Rural Bank, which is an important segment of our society for development of the rural areas. It was established on the recommendation of M. Narasimham Committee. Okay, M. Narasimham Committee. It was for important committees as we just discussed. Payment Bank was established on the recommendation of Nachiket More Committee. Small Finance Bank was established on the recommendation of USA Thorat Committee. Hilton Young Commission was recommended for the establishment of Reserve Bank of India. For NABARD it is B. Sivaraman Committee, and for RRB Regional Rural Bank it is M. Narasimham Committee. Okay, there is a fund, if you discuss regarding NABARD, there is a fund called RIDF fund. A fund is called RIDF fund. RIDF stands for Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. Okay, Rural Infrastructural Development Fund. This fund is made by the Government of India, and through this fund the Government of India sanctions some amount of money for the development of the infrastructural sector in the agriculture and rural development. And NABARD is a nodal agency that manages the fund. Okay, it is a fund of the Government of India. In every year's budget, the Government of India sanctions some amount of money so that the rural sector's development can be done in a proper way. Got it? So it's an important organization. So go to the next question. What is known as a certain percentage of the bank deposit which the banks are required to keep with Reserve Bank of India in the form of reserve or balance? Very important question. This question has importance on the basis of, it's a concept based question. It may come in your examinations, main examinations, as well as this question may ask in your interview. Okay, there is 4 options over here. One is statutory liquidity ratio, second repo rate, third reverse repo rate, and cash reserve ratio. Those who are online, I just request all, please put your answer over here. Okay. The question is, what is known as a certain percentage of the bank deposit, certain percentage of the bank deposit that are required to be kept with Reserve Bank of India. Okay, there is 2 key words, Reserve Bank of India or reserve balance. A term is called NDTL. A term is called NDTL. Okay, NDTL stands for Net Demand and Time Liability. Okay, net demand and time liability. If you see in a bank, the deposit what we have kept with the commercial banks are considered as the liabilities, and whatever the loans the bank is given to all its customers are considered as assets, because bank is getting some percentage of interest as well as the principal amount. That's why the loan which is given by the bank to its borrower are called assets. But liabilities is all the deposits which a customer is putting its amount in the bank account, because the bank has to return the same amount of money with interest. Got it? That's why you can say the deposits of the banks is particularly known as the liabilities. Okay, the deposit is basically divided into 2 types. One is called demand deposit, second one is called term deposit or time deposit. Okay, one is called demand deposit, the second one is called term deposit or time deposit. What is demand deposit? Demand deposit is an amount of deposit which can be withdrawn by its customer or by its depositors at any time without informing to the bank. Okay, and time deposit is a deposit. To withdraw for that amount of money, we need to aware or need to inform the bank, and we have to put our amount of money or deposit for a particular period of टाइम हमको किसी समय पर्यंत किसी टर्म पर्यंत पैसा रखिबा पई ही पड़िबो एंड इन डिमांड डिपॉजिट वी कैन विथड्रॉ आवर मनी एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. Okay, the demand deposit is basically divided into two types. One is called saving account and one is called current account. One is called saving account and one is called current account. Same as the term deposit is divided into two types. One is called FD, that is fixed deposit, and one is called RD, that is recurring deposit. Okay, one is called FD, that is fixed deposit, and second one is called recurring deposit. Okay, in this four types of deposit, we are getting highest rate of interest in FD, but we are not getting a single percentage of interest in current accounts. Okay, in current accounts, we are not getting any types of interest, but an advantages of the current account is that we can get maximum number of transactions or maximum number of withdrawal and deposit in current accounts. Okay, and saving account is the can be opened by all the individuals for the purpose of, for our extra deposits or extra surplus money deposit, and we are getting some percentage of it return over here. But in case of fixed deposit and recurring deposit, we have to put our money for a particular period of time. It may be 7 days, it may be 6 months, it may be 1 year, it may be maximum for 10 years. But in case of RD, the minimum 6 months we have to put our money, but maximum we can put for 10 years. Okay, so whatever we are just discussing, keep it in your mind that these are the concepts. Okay, it's a chapter of deposits, we are discussing the concept of that. So here is a question that out of the four deposits, it may be saving account, it may be current account, it may be your fixed deposit and recurring deposit. In a particular day, the whole amount of deposit was 120 crores. Take an example. 120 crores. Is that 120 crores is your net deposit or gross deposit? Okay, it is actually the gross deposit, because in that particular day the customer will also withdraw some amount of money. Take an example, a customer is withdrawing 20 crore rupees. That means whatever the balance a bank have is 100 crore rupees is called the net deposit. It's called a net deposit. That's why NDTL, basically we observe that it is the whole amount of deposit or whole short-term liabilities or long-term liabilities the bank should have, and after that how much amount of money we are withdrawing, the balance of amount will be called NDTL or net demand and time liability. It's a concept, you need to understand that, NDTL. Okay, take an example, the NDTL of a particular bank is 100 crore. Okay, now can this bank give all the amount of loan, this 100 crore as loan? Jodi a bank chahibo a 100 crores amount of money loan akare dei paribo na dei paribo nahi? The question ro answer hochi no, because if you are giving all the amount of deposits as loan, then what will happen next? Then जेतेबेले demand deposits रो होल्डर्स माने आसी कि पैसा विथड्रॉ करिया चाहिबे कि टर्म डिपॉजिट होल्डर्स माने पैसा विथड्रॉ करिया चाहिबे, देन बैंक पाखर किछि सरप्लस बैलेंस किबा किछि लिक्विड बैलेंस नथियो, बुझियो ना बुझियोनी? अच्छा, सेति पई रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया इंस्ट्रक्ट करछि कोन ना आउट ऑफ एनडीटीएल सम परसेंटेज अमाउंट ऑफ मनी द बैंक हैज टू कीप विथ रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. का पाखर रखिबो? रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया पाखर रखिबो. को फॉर्म में रखिबो ना कैश फॉर्म में रखिबो. कोन पई रखिबो? सिक्योरिटी पई. Okay, कौन पाई रखिबो? सिक्योरिटी पाई, and that is called CRR. That is called CRR. बुझेला ना बुझेला नहीं? CRR का कहबा? It is a part of NDTL that every commercial bank has to keep with Reserve Bank of India in the form of cash for the purpose of security, is known as CRR or cash reserve ratio. Okay, so our question kontla, what is the percentage of a certain percentage of bank deposits, that is called NDTL, which banks are required to keep with Reserve Bank of India? That's called CRR or cash reserve ratio. As a stop, apan mane bujhi parthibe objective or meaning of that. Same type ro NDTL ro kichi part bank mananku Reserve Bank of India instruct karchi, the part of NDTL every commercial bank has to keep with itself. The bank has to keep with itself in the form of, cash, gold or government securities which are liquid in nature. That means which can convert into cash without losing its time and value. That is called SLR or statutory liquidity ratio. That's called SLR or statutory liquidity ratio. I just hope कि ये जो concept maximum, I mean प्रति 2 मास रे ही concept रो questions सब आस्तिबो current affairs रो what is NDTL, what is CRR, what is SLR and all. I just hope you just understand what is CRR and what is SLR. Okay, if someone will ask this question, then what is CRR, you can say it is a part of NDTL the bank has to keep with RBI in form of cash for the purpose of security is called CRR, and it is a part of NDTL that bank has to keep with itself in the form of liquid asset, that is cash, gold or government securities, is known as SLR or statutory liquidity ratio. Clear? Okay, if you clear this, then there is a point over there C and B. What is the repo rate and what is reverse repo rate? Those who are online, I just expect you all that you attend the class and you can share this link to your friends. Dev, good evening. So, if you are going to discuss the repo rate and reverse repo rate, we need to understand first, you need to understand who we are. We are public. There is a bank called commercial bank, like State Bank of India is a bank of all the publics, same as Reserve Bank of India is a bank of all the commercial banks, or it is the central banks. Okay, try to understand, whenever we need money, आम मानक जो पैसा दरकार अच्छी, पब्लिक मानक जो पैसा दरकार अच्छी, से टाइम रे we can take loan from any commercial bank, from take an example from SBI. So we can take loan and against that we are paying some percentage of interest, same as जेतेबेले कौन सी कस्टमर्स पाखर हो, कौन सी डिपोजिटर्स पाखर हो एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट हो जाउछ, किसी सरप्लस अमाउंट डिपोजिट हो जाउछ, then we are putting this amount with the commercial bank, or take an example with SBI is called the deposits, and against that deposits SBI is giving some percentage of interest, same as Reserve Bank of India is called the bankers bank. Why it is called the bankers bank? It is because all the commercial banks have their current account with Reserve Bank of India. Okay, as we are taking loans from Reserve Bank of India in case of some emergency, from State Bank of India in case of some emergency, same as State Bank of India or all the other commercial banks can take loan from Reserve Bank of India when they can or when they need of money. Okay, so if the commercial bank take loan from Reserve Bank of India for 1 day basis, okay, the interest will be charged are called MSF or marginal standing facility. Got it? Same as if it take loan up to 90 days, or that is called for short term period, okay, then it is called repo rate. Whatever the interest rate will be charged by the Reserve Bank of India against the commercial banks are known as repo rate. Same as if the commercial bank is taking loan from Reserve Bank of India for long term basis, okay, for long term basis, the interest should be charged are called bank rate. Got it? That is very easy way you have to understand that if commercial banks are taking loan from Reserve Bank of India for 1 day basis, that is called MSF. If it is for short term basis, that's called repo rate, and it is for long term basis called bank rate. Same as if the State Bank of India or the commercial bank have some surplus amount of money or excess amount of money, they can deposit the same amount of money with Reserve Bank of India. If you put the amount in Reserve Bank of India as a deposit, then obviously the Reserve Bank of India has to pay some percentage of interest to State Bank of India. That interest rate will be called reverse repo rate. Okay, that interest rate will be called reverse repo rate. Clear? Okay, we just understand all the concepts. It comes under your monetary policy of India. One is NDTL, one is repo rate, one is reverse repo rate, one is MSF rate, one is bank rate, CRR and SLR. I just hope this concept will help you to understand. This concept will help you definitely in your examinations to understand the editorial page when you read the economic passage, as well as it will be help in the interviews. Okay, so let's go to the next question. What is the reason behind the depreciation of an asset? We are not just discussing a single question. Actually, within that particular question, we are discussing some different areas. That's why it takes a little bit of time. Okay. So, what is depreciation? What is depreciation? If you simply try to understand what is depreciation is, you can say it is the continuously decreasing value of an asset, okay, of a tangible asset. Depreciation is a continuously decreasing value of a tangible asset. Tangible asset means which can be felt or which can be touched. Okay, take an example. If you purchase a car or a machinery in 2019, we bought this car of rupees 10 lakhs. How much? Of rupees 10 lakhs. If we are going to sell the same car in 2022, then definitely the car would reduce its value. So whatever the value it is going to be reduced, that is called the depreciation value. Okay, and that is reduced due to the wear and tear of that particular asset. That's called the wear and tear of that particular asset. Got it? Same as the opposite of depreciation is appreciation. The opposite of depreciation is appreciation. Okay, appreciation means when the value of a particular asset is continuously increasing, that is called appreciation. Take an example, gold. Take an example, gold. If you buy gold, okay, worth rupees 50,000 per 10 gram in 2019, if after 2 years or 3 years, if it increases value to 60,000, then definitely we got to know that it is 10,000 rupees increase of its value, that is called the appreciation value. Got it? Same as if you see in a recent days, our Indian rupee is depreciating its value against the US dollar. Yes or no? That means the value of the Indian rupee is depreciating. It shows that we have to give more amount of money to purchase a single dollar. Okay? In a previous time, we was paying only 60 rupees or 65 rupees to buy a single dollar, but now we are going to pay 82 rupees for purchasing a single dollar. That means the value of the particular currency or Indian currency is decreasing, or the decreasing value of the particular currency is also called the depreciation of our rupee. Got it? Same as another concept is called amortization. Another concept is called amortization. Amortization is same as your depreciation. Okay, amortization is same as your depreciation, but it is the reducing value of an intangible asset. It's not about the tangible asset, it's the intangible asset. Intangible asset means your copyright, your patent right, your brand value. Okay, if the value of that particular brand, or it has some value now. If you purchase an iPhone, you are paying 1,50,000 or 1,40,000. That doesn't mean that the manufacturing cost is 1,50,000. The thing is that we are paying some amount of money for its value. Its value contains some amount. That's why the patent rights, the brand value is considered as the asset of the company. If the value of the intangible asset or patent right or copyrights is reducing, brand value is reducing, it means it's called an amortization of that particular asset. Okay, we just discussed the three things. One is called appreciation, one is called depreciation, one is called appreciation. Sorry, amortization. Clear? Let's go to the next question. Which of the following is the first regional rural bank in India? Which is the first RRB of India? First RRB of India is Prathama Gramin Bank. Okay, first RRB of India is called Prathama Gramin. Prathama Gramin Bank. Prathama means first, or first Gramin Bank is Prathama Gramin. It was established in Moradabad in Uttar Pradesh in the year 1975. Okay, Moradabad, Uttar Pradesh in 1975. Okay, the concept of RRB was started on the recommendation of M. Narasimham Committee, and the RRB Act was passed in India in the year 1976. Okay, first it was established in 1975 and its act was passed in the year 1976. Okay, why the RRB concept was comes to know that ki हाँ हमको RRB रा बोली कोई structure तैयारी करिया पड़िबो, because the important thing is that we have some commercial bank which was working in the national level, but as many people or maximum numbers of people were living in rural areas, their main occupation was agriculture and rural development, but at that particular period of time the banks are not giving so much of priority to open their branches in rural areas. That's why there is a concept have been come to establish a regional rural bank that will particularly works or that will particularly operate within a particular state boundaries or within some particular district. Got it? That's why RRB concept was started, and in that RRB concept it was established on the basis of partnership. Its 50% of partnership is central government or government of India. Its 35% of partnership is a sponsored bank. Its 15% of partnership is held by a state government. Okay. By the way, the Reserve Bank, the RRBs or regional rural banks was established. Okay. Its 50% of ownership was held by the government of India or central government, state government ro 15% ro, and sponsor bank ro 35%. Sponsor bank कहा कुआ it is a public sector bank. Basically गोटे sponsor bank को हमें partner करबा को चाहिए एथि पई, because तार technology तार banking रो experience हमें use करके rural sector रो development करि परिया. Most important thing in RRB is that it is regulated by both the NABARD and RBI. It is regulated by both the NABARD and the Reserve Bank of India. Got it? Okay. So a strange thing is that there is no RRB in Goa and Sikkim. In Goa and Sikkim there is no RRB at all. And in Odisha there are two RRBs. One is called OGB, that is Odisha Gramin Bank, and one is called UGB or Utkal Gramin Bank. Okay, the headquarter of Odisha Gramin Bank is in Bhubaneswar, and the headquarter of Utkal Gramin Bank is in Balangir. Okay, in Balangir. The sponsor bank of OGB is Indian Overseas Bank, and the sponsor bank of UGB is State Bank of India. So recently I think the interview of UGB has conducted, and those who give the interviews, I hope that they will perform very well, and all my wishes and lucks are with you that you get your job so sure. Please write your answer if you are understanding the concept or not, whoever online. I just wish that you write your answer that you just understand the concept or not. Okay. So let's go to the next question. What is bad bank? What is bad bank? Option A is there. It gives loans at a very high rate of interest. It takes overall bad loans and helps to sell the property in the private market. It takes more time to sanction a loan, or the loan policy of this bank is very complex. Expecting all your answers. Bad banks, that doesn't mean it is doing some bad activities. The bad bank is basically, the name of the bad bank is given basically for the recovery of bad debts. The recovery of bad debts. Okay, what is bad debts? Bad debts is otherwise called your non-performing asset or NPA. As you are preparing for banking examinations or SSC examinations, this particular word NPA is continuously you can face in your examination, and the bank is facing so much a problem for the recovery of non-performing asset. Okay, so it is you must be so sure that this question will ask in your exam that what is NPA is. So what is NPA? Try to understand what is NPA first. NPA stands for non-performing asset. आपण मानको समस्त गोटे रिक्वेस्ट करछि जते बेले कोनोसी भी इंटरव्यू रे आपन को क्वेश्चन पचारे व्हाट इज एनपीए द नेवर से दैट कि एनपीए इज नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट. नो, यू हैव टू से एनपीए इज व्हाट. एनपीए स्टैंड्स फॉर नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट. ओके, एंड you have to give the definition of NPA. What is NPA? If you take a loan or advances, whatever you are taking, so there is a date called due date. So in that particular due date, you have to pay your EMI amount, interest amount or principal amount. Okay, if a borrower fails to pay its loan amount, EMI amount or bank to paisa nahi and he is unable to return the amount of money. Got it? In the same time, what is happening? That bank has to take the initiative for the recovery of loans. Okay, it applies a SARFAESI Act. Okay, it has different mechanism through which it wants to recover the amount of loan. If it fails to recover the amount of loan, okay, if it fails to recover the amount of loan, then there should be some company or some organization that will help the banks for selling of its bad debts or bad loans, for recovering of its property. That means if some property will be kept as collateral security or mortgage, okay, this particular institution will help them to sell in private market for getting the amount of money which the bank is going to be suffered. That's called bad bank. The concept of bad banks is like that. It takes over all the bad loans and helps to sell the properties of the private market. Got it? So if you see the NPA, basically the non-performing asset is divided into three types. Okay, NPA is divided into three types. One is called, the last one is called loss asset. One is called doubtful asset. Okay, one is called doubtful asset, one is called loss asset, and the first one is called, I'm just not able to remember now. So let it. So bank nowadays facing so much a problem regarding the non-performing asset. So whatever the questions will come regarding non-performing asset, you must be sure that कि current affairs रे कौन matters अच्छी, current affairs रे कौन initiatives अच्छी, सेटा को हमें देखी कि ही जिबाक पड़ियो. Got it? So let's go to the next question. What A stands for in DEF account? DEAF. It is also an important question. Good evening, Sambit. Anvesh. Please write your answer. What is DEF? Or DEF stands for? DEF stands for Depositors Education and Awareness Fund. DEF stands for Depositors Education and Awareness Fund. Then obviously A stands for awareness. Okay, A stands for awareness. So why this fund is used? This is the fund of the government of India. It is maintained by the Reserve Bank of India. It is maintained by the Reserve Bank of India. If we discuss the same, we should discuss more three concepts. One is called dormant account. Dormant account. One is called unclaimed deposit account. One is called dormant account, one is called unclaimed deposit account. What is dormant account? if an account is inoperative, or if the customer or if the depositor is not operating its account or not doing any transaction of its account for 2 years or 24 months, then the bank has to seize the account, or bank will block that account, that the customer cannot withdraw amount of money or customers cannot deposit its amount of money, because the bank is little bit worried that why this person is not doing any types of transactions. That account is really called dormant account. But if there is some amount in our deposits or in our account, take an example, if you have 10,000 of deposit in our account and we are not claiming the same for last 10 years, we are not claiming the same or we are not withdrawing the same amount of money for last 10 years, then the bank will declare the same amount of money will be as unclaimed deposit account, and the unclaimed deposit account will be transferred to the DIF account, of Reserve Bank of India, and the amount of money will be transferred to directly to the government of India. Okay, so it was the concept that dormant account and is unclaimed account, and the unclaimed account money will be transferred to DIF account, and this stands for Depositors Education and Awareness Fund. What is DIF account? You just know that an unclaimed account for 10 years you are not claiming our money, and dormant account is for 24 months we are not claiming our money, or we are not operating for our account for last 24 months, then it will be called the dormant account. I just hope you got to understand this. Let's go to the next question. What is the motive of rupees 50 denominations banknotes? I hope our mind समस्त answer देई परिबे यार. समस्त आंसर देई परिबे कि 50 रुपीस नोट रो कौन मोटिव अछि. मोटिव मींस तार नोट रो बैकग्राउंड रो और बैक साइड रे कौन जो फोटोस थाए चित्र थाए ताको मोटिव बोली कहै छै. कोंतो it's not about banking awareness or current affairs, it's about a general knowledge. Everybody should know that. जो नोट आम यूज कर न्यू महात्मा गांधी सीरीज नोट यूज कर तार कौन कौन फीचर्स रोज तार कौन कौन मोटिव रोज. ओके, सो आम जहाँ भी न्यू नोट यूज कर दैट्स रुपीस 10, रुपीस 20, रुपीस 50, रुपीस 100, रुपीस 200, रुपीस 500 and the largest one rupees 2000. Okay, this particular denomination of currencies are issued in India as a new note or new Mahatma Gandhi series note. So the color and the motive of this particular currencies might come in your exam, or for the general knowledge every individuals or all the citizens of a country should know actually. The color of rupees 10 is chocolate brown and its motive is Konark Sun Temple. Okay, the color of rupees 20 is greenish yellow and its motive is Ellora Cave. The color of rupees 50 is fluorescent blue and its motive is Hampi with chariot, which is situated in Karnataka. The color of rupees 100 rupees is lavender. Okay, lavender, and its motive is Rani Ke Bhav, which is situated in Gujarat. The color of rupees 200 is bright yellow. Okay, and its Sanchi Stupa is its you can say Sanchi Stupa is its motive, and the color of rupees 500 is stone grey and a red fort, its is motive. And rupees 2000, the largest denominator currency issued by the Reserve Bank of India, the color of 2000 rupees is magenta. Okay, magenta, and its motive is Mongolian. Okay, its motive is Mongolian. So here the question, what is the maximum denomination of banknote the Reserve Bank of India can be issued? This is a question for all. Thank you so much, Gopal sir. So the question for all, what is the maximum denomination of banknotes the Reserve Bank of India can be issued? Okay, now it is circulating is rupees 2000, but what is the maximum denomination of notes can be issued? it is rupees 10,000. It is rupees 10,000, and the coin can be issued rupees 1,000. The maximum denomination of coin can be issued is rupees 1,000 and note is 10,000. Except rupees 1, all the notes are signed or signatured by the governor of Reserve Bank of India, and the 1 rupee note is signed by the Secretary of Finance. The Secretary of Finance, the Government of India. Actually, the concept of banking awareness, that is a huge areas to be discussed about. Reserve Bank of India कौन policies अच्छी, Reserve Bank of India कौन सब rules regulations अच्छी, bank रो कौन policies अच्छी, banks मानकर कौन services अच्छी, जे discuss करिया हो जिवा बहुत huge area से but I just want that आमे जत्तिक भी question discussion करिबा से question रो depth को जाके पढ़िबा कि आपण मानकर exam भी पाइन भी आपण ready हे जिबे as well as interview पाइन भी आपण को किछि problem होबनी, आपण concept wise clear हे चलिबे. Thank you so much. So, clear है sir? Those who are attending the interviews, गोटे question regular basis रहे, as India is a developing country, है ना नहीं, बहुत amount रो poor people आम देश रे अछंती, आमे चाहूँ चंदी बहुत सारे amount तांको disburse करिया पाई. आगे Reserve Bank of India रे कौन अछि ना printing press अछि, Reserve Bank of India रे machine अछि, Reserve Bank of India रे ink अछि, paper अछि. Then why Reserve Bank of India हमको बहुत सारा amount of money note issue करिके काहे कि distribute करि परिबनी. Question, जदि Reserve Bank of India चाहिबो maximum amount of money से तार issue करि परिबो ना करि परिबनी. और लोक मानक समस्त अकाउंट को 10 lakhs rupees distribute कर दो. Is it possible or not? Is it possible or not that Reserve Bank of India बहुत सारा amount of money कौन note issue करिवो, समस्त अकाउंट को transfer कर दबो, समस्त माने distribute कर देके जीवो, just like शिवाजी द बॉस notes सब उड़ीवो, helicopter money ही जीवो. Is it possible or not? Those who are actually attending the class, I want little bit of interaction with you. Please give your answer. Issue करि परिबो ना करि परिबो. Take an example, if with due respect to all the professions, take an example, गोटे ऑटो ड्राइवर से जदि 10 lakhs rupees काली पाई जीवो, then से next डे कहबो कि नाही मो ऑटो चलेबार नाही. गोटे वेजिटेबल सेलर से जदि काली 10 lakhs rupees पाई जीवो, से भी कहबो मो वेजिटेबल सेल करिबिनी. हां नै गोटे गुपचुप जो माने वेंडर्स अछन, से मान जदि काली 10 lakhs rupees तंग अकाउंट को आसीओ, they might not be showing some interest that they will sell gupchup or pani puri. Okay. That is the reason what will happen if everybody will have so much amount of money or circulation of money. What will happen? A very bad impact of the economy will be faced, that is called inflation. Highly increased amount of inflation were going to be suffered. Okay. That is the reason the Reserve Bank of India cannot issue its note by mono ichha by note छापी परिबो नाही. सेटिपाई there is a policy called minimum reserve system. The policy is called minimum reserve system. The Reserve Bank of India adopting this policy. Okay. Under this policy, the Reserve Bank of India have to maintain minimum 200 crores of reserve, and out of this 200 crore, 115 crore in the form of gold, and rest 85 crore in the form of foreign currencies or foreign reserve. Okay, after maintaining the same reserve, the Reserve Bank of India can issue some amount of money or issue some amount of notes as per the requirement of the economy. Got it? So Reserve Bank of India mono इच्छा हम note issue करी पारे, that is a policy. Okay, जब तक exam रे आसिला कि मैं interview रे आसिला अपन माने answer दे पारे, it's called minimum reserve system. Okay, minimum reserve system. India is adopting this policy from 1957. Excuse me for a second. Please read the question and give your answer. Yes. A bond that doesn't pay any interest rate is considered as what? Not possible, not possible. Okay, here's a question. If a bond that doesn't pay any interest is considered as what? Is it masala bond, it is interest free bond, zero coupon bond, or useless price bond? So the answer is zero coupon bond. The answer is zero coupon bond. What is coupon? The rate of interest. Okay, if the rate of interest is fixed of a bond when it will be issued at the time of issue, then it is called coupon rate. Okay, you can say that coupon rate and interest rate is similar. If a company is issuing some bond or some institution is issuing some bond which interest is not paid, then it will be called zero coupon bond. Okay, so what is bond? What is bond? James Bond or something else? Bond is a debt instrument. Okay, bond is a debt instrument which is issued by some company, organization, government, okay, to raise its long term capital or long term amount of money. Take an example, gote company ro kisi paisa darkar ache long term pai. Long term ro meaning hoji ki 1 year or more than period of time, or more than 1 year period of time. Okay, in that period of time jodi ame konosi gote instrument market re sell kariba tahale ame paisa ani pariba or capital raise kari pariba. Okay, jodi konosi company ABC or konosi government se chahibo kichi amount of money market ru raise kariya pai, they can take loan from the bank. If they want to take loan from the public or from the market, that is called, or from the market they have to sell some particular amount of instrument or some debt instrument or a certificate or a guarantee, or you can say an acknowledgement of debt. किसी गोटे सर्टिफिकेट ही मार्केट रे हम इश्यू करी कि कोन करबा लोक मानको तो पैसा आनी परिबा, से मानको हम कमिटमेंट करबा कि आफ्टर 1 year आफ्टर 2 years we are paying the amount of money with interest. If the bank is not paying any types of interest, then it will be called zero coupon bond. जदि zero coupon bond अछि किछि interest हमको दिया जाय, then why we are going to purchase the bond? Is there any reason that we are going to purchase the bond? किछि reason अछि ना हम किछि purchase करिबा. Obviously, if the customer or the public do not have any interest or do not have any benefits, we are not going to purchase the bond. That is the reason. The bond is issued at discount. The bond is issued at discount and redeemed at face value. For example, a bond consists rupees 1 lakh rupees. What a bond of value is 1 lakh rupees. Tar face value is 1 lakh rupees. जेतेबेले सेटा इश्यू करा जाउची मार्केट रे, फॉर एग्जांपल हमको 90,000 रुपीस रे मिली जाउची और 10,000 रुपीस रे हमको डिस्काउंट मिली जाउची. जदि 10,000 रुपीस रे हमको डिस्काउंट मिली जाउची, देन ऑब्वियस कथा जेतेबेले से बॉन्ड रो मैच्योरिटी पीरियड हो, देन वी विल गेट 1 लाख रुपीस. देन ऑब्वियसली दैट 10,000 रुपीस इज आवर बेनिफिट. So we are not receiving any types of interest, but we are having the benefits of rupees 10,000. Got it? That is the reason we can buy the bond. What is masala bond? Types of bond. There are various types of bond in the market can be issued. What is masala bond? Masala bond is a bond which is issued by any Indian company or foreign company in foreign stock exchange, but in Indian rupee or Indian currency. किछि बॉन्ड जदि फॉरेन स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस रे इश्यू करा जाउची, न्यूयॉर्क स्टॉक एक्सचेंज रे इश्यू करा जाउची किबा अलगा कोन से कंट्री रे स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस रे इश्यू करा जाउची, बट को करेंसी रे इंडियन करेंसी डिनोमिनेशन रे इश्यू करा जाउची, देन इट विल बी कॉल्ड मसाला बॉन्ड. गॉट इट? सो लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इट इज एन इंपोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन नंबर आज जहां भी क्वेश्चन है 10 टी 12 टी 15 टी जहां भी क्वेश्चन हम डिस्कशन करबा, सब क्वेश्चन रो इंपोर्टेंस अछि, सब क्वेश्चन रो conceptual ideas अछि. Which banks are recently announced to be continue to be identified as the domestic systemically important banks, or DSIB, by Reserve Bank of India? Which bank is called DSIB, domestic systemically important bank? I'm expecting all your answers or all your participations. Good evening everybody who are online now. So don't waste time, give your answer. It's the largest concept that is called DSIB. Basically the concept of DSIB is given by BIS. Okay, it's a huge concept, BIS. BIS is not here like Bureau of Indian Standard that giving a tag or a stamp to your gold quality. It's not that BIS. BIS stands for Bank for International Settlement. Okay, Bank for International Settlement, which headquarters is situated in Basel, Switzerland. Okay, Basel, Switzerland. Why BIS is so much important to all the aspirants who are preparing for banking examinations and all? Because as you all know that we have some domestic banks like SBI, PNB, we have different types of public sector banks, private sector banks and foreign banks. These all domestic banks are regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. It is the central bank of our country, everybody knows that. Same as the BIS is the central bank of all central bank. Okay, you must understand that Reserve Bank of India जदि आमर सेंट्रल बैंक हो सब जाक बैंक आ सब जाक फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन को रेगुलेट करछि सेम टाइप रो सब जाक सेंट्रल बैंक. फॉर एग्जांपल पीपल्स बैंक ऑफ चाइना इज अ सेंट्रल बैंक ऑफ चाइना. फेडरल रिजर्व सिस्टम इज अ सेंट्रल बैंक ऑफ यूएसए. मॉनेटरी अथॉरिटी ऑफ सिंगापुर इज द सेंट्रल बैंक ऑफ Singapore. Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan is the central bank of Bhutan. These all banks have those common central bank called BIS. ठीक है, जब एम सब कौन होती है? If they are the children, the Reserve Bank of India is going to be the father, and the BIS is going to be the grandfather. So, if Reserve Bank of India किसी भी questions आसु किसी भी information आसु तो आमर exam point of view ପାଇଁ केते important होची भावंतु. तो obvious कथा जदि BIS रो किछि question आसु definitely it will be come in your examination, and those who are preparing for banking examinations must know about BIS and its policies. That might not be so much of time we have to be discuss all, but you have to be research on the basis of Basel norms. So I just hope कि आपण माने बुझी पाथिबे BIS रो importance कोन अछि. Okay, I am giving so much of priority to BIS, that means it has some importance. Got it? So it is a central bank of all central bank. So BIS जो rules regulation तैयारी करछि से rules regulation all the central banks मानिବାକୁ पड़छि, and the central banks are imposing the same to the domestic banking system. That's why in international level all the banking system is running in a smooth way. Okay, why? Because BIS is set, or BIS is formulated some rules and regulation that is called Basel norms. The rules regulation set by BIS is called Basel norms. Got it? So till date there are three types of Basel norms is come into market: Basel norm 1, Basel norm 2 and Basel norm 3. Got it? Basel norm 1, Basel norm 2 and Basel norm 3. As per the BIS or as per the Basel, okay, it is said the bank in their respective region or respective domestic market, the central bank has to be declared a bank as a domestically systemically important bank, because the bank has so much amount of capital or so much amount of assets that if this bank is going to be fail or going to be crisis, then definitely the economic condition is going to be crisis one day. Okay, these are the two these are the big banks, or these are too large to be failed. It is very difficult to be fail this particular bank, but if this bank is going to be fail its operation or going to be lost its operation, then definitely the economic condition of this domestic market as well as the international market will going to be affected. And as per the Reserve Bank of India, it set a parameter, its asset size must be the 2% of country's GDP. Okay, 2% of the country's GDP. As you all know that these three banks are coming under the DSIB list. One is called ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank and SBI, State Bank of India. These three banks are coming under the DSIB list, that's domestic systemically important banks. Same as the BIS or Bank for International Settlement publish a list called GSIB, that's called Global Systemically Important Bank. Okay, just like JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley, HSBC Bank, these are some larger banks which are coming under the list of GSIB or Global Systemically Important Bank. But in case of Reserve Bank of India or in a domestic market, it's called DSIB or Domestically Systemically Important Bank. Got it? I hope आपण माने बुझी पारथिबे question. Next question, which among the following activities are not permitting to payment banks? Interesting question. Yes. Which among the following activities are not permitted to payment banks? The concept of payment bank was started in the year 2015, where it was recommended by Nachiket More Committee. For the establishment of payment bank for the promotion of financial inclusion of our country and to promote the payment system of our country so actively. That's why payment bank, structure of payment bank was started. The initial capital to start a payment bank is rupees 100 crore. Okay, minimum 100 crore re ame but payment bank start kari pariya, and the first payment bank was started in India or started in operation is Airtel Payment Bank. The first payment bank is Airtel Payment Bank, which has started operation in a country first time. Okay. So payment bank and small finance bank, these two banks are started together. That's why the small finance bank can do all the activities like a common private sector bank, but the payment bank are not permitting the same. The payment bank can accept deposits. Okay, the payment bank can accept deposit for maximum up to rupees of 2 lakhs. But payment banks is not allowed to give loan or to issue credit cards. It cannot provide loans or cannot provide credit card to all its customers. Okay, so option is there. It provide remittance services. Yes, it's right. Remittance means transfer of money from one account to another. Second, issuing ATM cards. Yes, it can issue ATM cards. Okay, India Post Payment Bank issue this ATM cards. It can issue credit cards. No, credit card is one type of advance or some credit facility bank is given to its credit or the customers. It is a postpaid card. That means some amount of money will be sanctioned to us that we are using some amount of money like 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, and after some period of time we are paying the amount to the bank. It's called credit card. It's a postpaid card, not a prepaid card. Got it? And accepting the demand deposits, yes, it's acceptable. But important thing is that it cannot provide loans and advances to its general customers. So, go to the next question. Which of the following deposits is insured by DICGC? Very nice question. Which of the following deposit is insured by DICGC? DICGC stands for Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India. Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India. Okay. As we do not have much time, that's why I'm writing very fast. Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India. It is a subsidiary of the Reserve Bank of India, which was started in the year 1978. Okay, by the merging of two institutions, one is called DIC and one is called CGC. Duita institution togetherness or merging the institution form 1978, that's called DICGC. What is the importance of DICGC? That it ensures the deposits of scheduled banks that insure the deposits of scheduled banks up to rupees 5 lakhs. जदि किसी भी प्रॉब्लम होची बैंक रो पैसा बुडी जाउची किबा बैंक क्राइसिस रे पड़े आछी निया लागि जाउची नेचुरल कैलामिटी से जाउची व्हाटएवर द सिचुएशन माइट हैपन एट दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम कोन होची ना इट इंश्योर रुपीस 5 lakhs. Okay, and it insures the saving account deposits, current account deposits, fixed deposit as well as the recurring account deposit. The answer would be D, it's all of the above. Got it? Important question. I just hope you understand the answer. Question number 12, it might be the last question. Sorry. So, if the cost of my raw material increases, then the cost of the final products also increases. If the situation leads to inflation, then it will be reflected to as what? Reflected as what? This comes with the concept of inflation. Concept of inflation. What is inflation? Inflation is an economic condition or market condition when the prices of the goods and services increases and the purchasing power of the money or the value of the money decreases. Okay, it is a market condition when the prices of the goods and services increases and the purchasing power of the money or the value of the money decreases. What do you mean by purchasing power of the money? Take an example. In 2010, जब हम 100 rupees ने की market जाउतले, then हमको 2 liters of petrol available होतला और 2 liters of petrol किनी पड़ले. But in 2022, जब हम 100 rupees ने की market जाउचंती, then we are not able to buy a single 1 liter of petrol. What it shows that the 100 rupees in 2010 and 100 rupees in 2022, it is issued by RBI, it is also issued by RBI, but the value of that 100 rupees was 2 liter of petrol in 2010, but the value of 100 rupees in 2022 is 1 liter of petrol. That means the value of this 100 rupees is decreased. Why it decreased? Because the price of this particular goods or services is increases. That is called inflation, and inflation is basically categorized into two types. One is called demand pull inflation, one is called cost push inflation. One is called demand pull inflation and one is called cost push inflation. What is demand pull inflation? Demand pull inflation occurs when there is high demand and less supply of goods or services. Okay, जेतबेले कि demand high थिबो and irrespective that if there will be less supply, then automatically the price will be going high. That is called demand pull inflation. And what is cost push inflation? Cost push inflation is something where the raw material cost of production is increased. Take an example, this pen. For example, a pen market रे हमको 20 rupees रे available होची, यार cost of production और तैयारी करिया पई 15 rupees खर्च होची. यदि 15 रुपीस रो खर्च होची तैयारी करिया पई, देन हमको 20 रुपीस रे अवेलेबल होची. जदि यार रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट बढ़ी गला, यार प्लास्टिक कॉस्ट बढ़ी गला, एक्सेट्रा आ ताको तैयारी करिया पई ही हमको 25 रुपीस लागि जाउची, देन ऑब्वियसली द मार्केट रेट आउ 20 रुपीस रे अवेलेबल होबनी, एटा 30 रुपीस रे किबा 35 रुपीस रे अवेलेबल होबो. जे 35 रुपीस रे अवेलेबल होला, दैट मींस कोन प्राइस इंक्रीज करि गला. दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉस्ट पुश इन्फ्लेशन. गॉट इट? दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉस्ट पुश इन्फ्लेशन. तो कौन कहूँ, if the cost of the raw material increases and then the cost of the final products increases, this situation leads to the inflation are called cost push inflation. This inflation is called cost push inflation. Got it? So thank you so much everyone. We are going to end the session or today's session. I just hope whatever the concept is just discussed, आपण मानकर एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बडो इंपोर्टेंट थिबो, आपण एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बडो हेल्पफुल हबो. कॉन्सेप्चुअल जिंस आपण जानिले, कॉन्सेप्चुअल जिंस आपण इंटरव्यू रे भी रिप्रेजेंट करि परिबे. ओके, सो आई जस्ट होप, आई जस्ट विश एवरीवन अ वेरी all the very best or all good lucks for your coming examinations. Whoever preparing for main exams of IBPS, PO and SBA examinations. Okay, all my good wishes are with you. Okay, do your preparation in full-fledged manner. Don't give time for fluctuation. Maintain your schedule. Okay, make a to-do list that whatever schedule you are doing that you have to complete in the next day. Otherwise, time आपनकर बहुत end हो like गोटे दिन start हो गोटे दिन end हो जदि आपण गोटे दिन को arrange कर नथिबे. So make a to-do list that whatever I have to learn for the next day, you have to prepare the list today. Okay, that is called to-do list, and make the to-do list on a priority basis कि हमको कौन पढ़िबार अछि, exam point of view कोटा important अछि और exam point of view कोटा important है. Make a smart list, make a smart work, not like हमको बहुत सारा जिंस पढ़िबार अछि और तार importance कम अछि. No, we have to read something which is most important for our examinations and सेटा को केमति arrange करी कि proper time maintain करी पढ़िबा, that is important. Okay, so take an example. आपण को आज रात 7टा बेले कोन करिवार अछि. You should know that कि रात 7टा बेले मते किछि करिवार अछि. जदि आपण तार लिस्ट तयारी करछन, हां रात 7टा बेले मते इंग्लिश न्यूज़पेपर पढियार अछि किबा करंट अफेयर्स पढियार अछि, देन आपण को माइंड रे से जिंस थिबो कि हां मते इंग्लिश न्यूज़पेपर पढिबार अछि किबा मते लाइक किछि भी जिंस एक्टिविटीज करिवार अछि. जदि आपण को माइंड रे सेमति किछि भी जिंस नै, if you didn't make any types of prepare your day, किसी भी जिंस टाइम टेबल सेटिंग करना थी, then obviously at 7 PM what will happen, आमे कौन करिबा आमे जान नथिबा. obviously हमको जोठी pleasurable feel हबो, मन जोठी भल लागिबा को चाहिबो, से टाइम रे आमे लाइक मोबाइल यूज करि परिबा, रील्स देखि परिबा एक्सेट्रा. सो अरेंज योर डे जाके आपन को हेल्प करिवो कि आपन को टाइम टेबल मेंटेन करिया पे, और आपन को मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग इज टाइम रो वैल्यू एबे ही आपण बुझी परिबे बिकॉज़ एग्जाम आगु अछि. सो डोंट वेस्ट योर टाइम. ओके, आपण जदी आज घंटाए पढिबेनी से टाइम रे मे बी आउ के तारा हार्ड वर्क करथिबो, देन डेफिनेटली गॉड विल हेल्प हिम और हर. सो गिव योर 100% प्रायोरिटी टू दिस. ओके, ऑल माय विशेस एंड गुड लक्स आर विथ यू.